going on YouTube? Flip here. I was just gonna do a little fish room walk today. Ended up getting everything clean and you know, decided, hey, I'm moving in less than 60 days and it's not going to be like this for too much longer. Everything's going to be crammed together in an actual fish room. So this is probably going to be one of the last times of a full view of pretty much all the tanks in the stock as they start to disappear. I'm selling some and break down, you know, one or two of them as they as the time progresses here. That way it's easier to move. So here's tank number one. This is a 29-gallon shell dweller. It's also got a Calvis in it back there. But I started with 8 and now there's like 13 or 14. I'm talking about the multis. The big one's a male. The female was killed by the male after multiple spawns, and this is what's left over. This is probably 2 spawns on top of each other. Oldest one's about a year, I'd say. And then the next tank is the Feste tank. Give y'all a good kind of overview. But this little one here decides he wants to go through this divider. I don't want to take the divider out. I've been thinking about it. What I'm going to do is cut a few holes in these squares, big enough for the smaller ones to get through and not the 2 larger ones. But that's tank number 2. I believe this one to be male. They're all skittish. I just cleaned the glass. And that's the second largest one in there. I've got a hospital underneath and a 29-gallon sump. And then this is the bodice tank, little 5-gallon bow front, sits on the computer stand. I have no idea where they're at. I think there's one in there. They hide pretty good inside this reference here. It's tank 2, or tank 3, sorry. Then we got Richard's tank. This is a 75. And then this is the dirted 40 breeder. I'm gonna show you guys this top view because it pretty much looks amazing from the top, but when I show you the view from the front, you'll see why it's not amazing. This is all getting ready to get hacked down all the way down to the substrate. There's actually green hair algae all over this, all kinds of algae in here, but here you go. Tons of stargrass. Basically anything I can get my hands on I planted in here. Wallstead method says to plant heavily, and apparently I did. But I still got tons of this hair algae. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's some right there in front of you. It just wraps around, and this is cleaned, you know. I manually clean it up as much as possible, do the water changes and all that. But the plants grow like crazy. They really do, but keeping the algae under control for me has been an issue. So what I'm going to do is hack it all down, alright, to the substrate, and then do basically 100%, or I'd call it a 99, you know, all the way down to the substrate. You're still going to have water in there, but I'm going to do that, and then turn the lights down to probably 3 to 4 hours a day. Right now they're on 6, so that's that on this tank. It's pretty much last view of this. Tomorrow I'm gonna hack it all up and do the huge water change. And then the red 125. This one's got a good mix of fish, mainly viejas. And there's a Honduran red point. Some of you had questions on it. Can you see the blues in it? Not just the fins, but basically all the way through. There's Rocky, this is an Aspilum. And there's the female Dovey, or Dovi. Pike. Nobody's been fed today. It's water change day, pretty much no feeding. So that's why they're all wanting to follow. And then down here, just the fry tank. This one just has calico convicts in it. You probably can't see them because they're the same color as the substrate, but maybe I can find one for you. Oh, they're all underneath the heater. That's a 20 long. That's under the red 125, and then we have this fry tank. This one's got a little bit more algae in it. This is probably the longest running tank that I have set up. This is also another 20 long, and this has a ton of let's see, we got calico convict in here, crebensis fry, and there's a keyhole, which I believe is that one in the back. I'm not sure if you guys can see that one, but that one in the back there, a little darker than most. It's got a stripe through its eye, little baby keyhole. You'll see the other ones here in just a second, the actual parents. You know, I just tossed clippings of plants in there. Old pieces of terracotta pots that break, smaller pieces of slate that have broken, just kind of, you know, scraps in there. Now we'll take a trip into the room here. This is a 55, and this has viejas and our the belly crawler, the dwarf pikes, and Vieja Argentina, and there's a heart wig eye in here, as well as fenestratus. They kind of blend well together, but one of them's a heart wig eye. It's kind of hard to tell. We'll find out later. But best view is pretty much down the sides of these tanks, because they all like to come and watch. Like I said, none of them have been fed, so they're eager. They want to say hello. The next tank I'm going to show you is most of the fish in it are going away. They're actually going to Aquaman 0306, I believe. I never remember the dang numbers, but good guy. Find him on Fired Up Fish Tanks. You can find him all over YouTube too. But he's wanting these fish. This is my 65. I'm going to be doing this one planted after that 40. That's dirt gets tore down. I'm going to put the light on this one and replant it. But as you can see, the angels are pissed. The yellow-faced one there, and that yellow-faced one. Did this right after water changes. But the reason why it's so tense in here, if you can see the fry from the cribs, which they kind of bushel them along the driftwood all day long, and when it gets up high here, the angels, you know, it becomes a conflict of space and all that other stuff, so they fight a lot. The only plant that's in here, I just have this stuff growing like a weed in the tank below this one. Little buffalo head, keeping that guy. The keyholes are staying, the buffalo head's staying, and those cory cats, the trilineatus, I believe, are staying, and the rest of it's going to Aquaman. There's also a few down here in this tank. This is basically just a holding tank, fry tank. A lot of these I had in a planted tank before, but I tore the tank down and ended up using jaws in the planted tank, so these guys are kind of in holding in here. This used to be the 40 breeder planted, the first one that I had, and tore it all down. But we got calico convicts in here. It was 2 calico convicts, but we do have some pink ones in here, so a little bit of gene stuff there for you guys. Some angels from a previous spawn, some rasboras, some guppies, some ottos. There's a breeding pair of placos in here, and a bunch more placos. Yep, there. If you can see the bushies in there, there's one in the wood, there's another one back there, there's a longfin chocolate, also an otto there too. But all throughout this wood, there's a butt ton of placos. There's some more. They're everywhere. The placos are all going to Aquaman except that longfin one. This Java fern going nuts, man. I've split that mat I don't know how many times, and it just keeps going and going and going. We'll go over to this 55. This is another holding type tank. The fish in it are the flowerhorn, the Texas Carpintis and flowerhorn mix that Kool-Aid, buddy of mine from a local fish club, spawned in his 180, and he saved the fry and he gave me some of them. He originally gave me 8, there's 7 left, I lost 1. But they've gained a lot of size since he's given them to me, so and it's been a while since I've talked to him. So there you go, Kool-Aid. If you see this, there's your fish, man, that you gave me. Growing up pretty nice. They're fighting a lot too, though. And then next to that one's a little 5-gallon we just turned sideways. These used to be the desktop fish tank. She didn't want to get rid of them, so she stuck them in here. This was a fry tank for the baby fry that we were getting and removing. And lots of snails, you know, fry and snails best friend basically. But they seem to be doing happy in here. They get their regular water changes and they get fed daily, but I don't know. Too small of a tank for my liking. I'd rather get rid of the really tiny ones like this, but it does house these two and they do fine in it, so. Alright. And then we have this tank. This is just a 29, sits on top of my dresser. The only inhibitants are the female calico convict. She's in quarantine. You guys seen her in the breeding videos. This basically was a quarantine tank for her and another angel that was getting beat up. She got beat up pretty bad by her partner. Ate her fin all the way up. Put a red gash in her side that grew pretty big, and we almost had to flush her, but I stuck her in here and kept her by herself. And then, well, actually she's been in here with an eel who likes to hide in this. Oh, you can see his head, a little tire track eel. He only comes out fully when it's feeding time. But this tank's pretty dimly lit. Sorry for the glare, guys. You got all those other tanks in the background. And then next to this one, we've got Jaws' tank, and right now his lights are off, so you guys can get a little nighttime view. Maybe you can get some feeding footage here. Let's see. I do feed Jaws every day. He doesn't skip Sundays. But he's becoming a pain uprooting plants. He's already uprooted some in here. This wisteria has come forward into there. That's a tank. You guys will get an update tomorrow on this one. And then below here is the other 75, which has the inhibitors that used to be in the 125, the electric blues. And they're all scared, guys. This is probably going to be a weird one for you guys. I usually don't come down here. This tank is rarely looked at. I watch it from my bed. I've kind of got the bed moved out of the way, so they're all freaked out. They haven't had much attention in front of the tank. But I've got clown loaches, electric blues, regular Dempseys, or one regular Dempsey, a pink convict, yeah, they're definitely freaked out, and it's pretty late. These lights are usually off by now too. I've got them on because I needed to shoot this video. But that JD there was spawned in house, not this February, so he's a little over a year, about a year and a half years old. He messed up the side of his face too, running around there. Oh well, they heal pretty fast. And this little electric blue's got beak mouth. He was one that I purchased from the store on a whim. I bought a whole bunch of them like that actually. There's the other one. I have two more in quarantine up next to these two that are in here, but the lights are out, guys. There's the big one. He's looking pretty bad. And there's another one in here that was getting fin rot, but they're in QT as well. But that's it, guys. That's my fish room. I've only got like a minute and a half left, so I can end it right here. I'll turn those lights on real quick. Freak Jaws out. That's it, guys. Probably the last fish room walk with all the tanks up and running like that, since I'll be breaking a lot down here shortly for the move. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, and comment.